We need to get onto Zoom. And good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Whatever time zone you happen to be in, welcome to Leaders Worldwide Online Toastmasters Club. Our club mission: we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Leaders Worldwide is designed for politicians, business leaders, nonprofit leaders, entrepreneurs, as well as anyone who wants to make their message heartfelt and authentic. Core values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. We are Leaders Worldwide Toastmasters, where leaders are made. And I'd like to take off my camera, and I'd like to introduce our president, Rosemary Sweeney. Hey.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alex. I noticed that our Toastmaster of the day has dropped, and this will give us a little time. We are meeting this evening, and in the atmosphere, it is charged with rain and storm and everything. So we can expect Murphy to show up at our doors at any time. And Murphy is always present with us, but we are resilient people and we will conquer Murphy. Welcome back, Toastmaster Nadine, and welcome Toastmaster Roslyn. Our meeting this evening is going to be as full as we always have our meeting. We are going to learn new things. There is always something new and exciting to learn at a Toastmasters Club. And that's why I go around. You never ever know when you're going to get a training. You get high level training. I was in a Canva training this week. I actually attended 2 Canva trainings this week. And I know I would have paid good money, more than 60 US, if I were to go to somewhere else to get those trainings. So I always encourage people to be a member for Toastmasters Club. You invest in yourself and you will see results. And I always invite them to Leaders Worldwide, because most Toastmasters Club you attend, they do not want to talk politics, they do not want to talk religion, they do not want to talk those difficult subjects. And I always tell them, in Toastmasters, you can do anything as long as you remain within our core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. We always have to speak what we are speaking, but with those in mind. And I invite them, and I wish that they would come to meet people with such rich information to share without holding back. And at this time, I call on our Toastmaster of the day evening meeting. Let us make her feel welcome, Dr. Nadine James.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're out for an exciting, vibrant evening. And first up, I just want to welcome each and every one and tell you today our theme is changing leads. And we have 2 riveting speakers. That's our VPE, Cassandra Garabedian, and our district area director, Demerik Shai King. So I'm excited today for what's in store and what we're going to learn from these two riveting women, or I'd say I'm going to say vibrant, vibrant women. One is going to be talking about beauty, and one is going to be talking about the brains. So beauty and the brains. Praise, yeah. All right. Our speakers will. So I want to introduce our grammarian and our counter. That's Sally. And I started giving our word of the day already.
Oh, that's wonderful. I
allow her. I'll pass it over to her for her to tell you about her role.
Thank you. Our word of the day, which is one of the great celebrating fall changes, is vibrant, aglow with a beautiful energy. And I hope we all can carry that, especially through the difficult times where there's been a storm. I'm sorry to have that get in the way, but I will be looking for ifs, ands, buts, and so's, and also looking for the special words that make our English language a celebration. And thank you. The more interesting you get in the words, the deeper you get in your story. Thank you. Take it away.
Thank you, Sally. Now I'm going to introduce you to our timer for the day, Zameen. Did I say that correct?
Zameen.
Did I say it correctly, Zameen?
Yes, you did, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you very much.
You.
I'm serving as the timer for the day, and I will be timing the prepared speeches. Prepared speeches 2, prepared speeches 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I will show the green. At 6 minutes, I'll show the amber, and at 7 minutes, I'll show the red, and red will remain on until
we're not seeing your colors, Zameen.
Yes, this is green.
Okay.
You will see only a green screen,
yes.
Not my face.
Okay.
And this is amber and this is red.
Okay, great.
And similarly, yeah, when table topics comes, I'll explain the table topic words. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Zameen. Awesome. Our first speaker. So our first speaker is none other than our Vice President of Education, Cassandra Garabedian. And Cassandra will be speaking from Pathways, Dynamic Leadership, L1. And it's a 5 to 7 minute speech. And her evaluator is Rosalind Khan. Rosalind? Oh, wait, sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't finish. Okay. So Cassandra's speech it's on dynamic leadership, evaluation, and feedback. And she has 5 to 7 minutes. The title of her speech is Beauty is Like a Kaleidoscope. And Cassandra is a fashion stylist and image consultant, a former runway model in Milan, Italy. She's a candidate for teacher's certification in Unity Ministries, and she's a 4-time international best-selling author, international speaker, and vice president, spearheading the Leaders Worldwide Education Department. I'm going to pass it over to Rosalind, who will give us a little more detail about Cassandra. Speech.
You did such an outstanding job. Is there anything I could add? I think you took it away from me.
Yeah. No, first. Oh, wait, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You did so well. It's beautiful. So I want to tell you, we've got Cassandra, who's looking just lovely. Love that headpiece and that artistic design in the background. Let's give it up to Cassandra.
Thank you. Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests. How many of you remember the kaleidoscope? Yes. I remember getting the kaleidoscope for Christmas. Now I want you to imagine having that kaleidoscope in your hands. Think about it if you had that kaleidoscope, looking at it and turning it. As you turn it, and those figures, those images start to come into play. And as that light starts to reflect on those images, and those beads start to form on those glass, those vibrant colors starts to form, and those lines starts to make that image, and those beautiful colors, those vibrant colors starts to make that design. And I saw that as a child, and I was mesmerized. And for hours, I would turn and rotate and form those figures. And my imagination exploded. Why? Because I was into colors, figures, textures, all the above, because my mom was the designer for Levi Strauss in San Francisco, California, USA. She was one of the first Black women to manage the seamstress division. And that started me on my way to being involved in fashion and beauty. Now, there was no Black women that I saw in any of the advertisement illustrations or even in modeling. The only figures that I knew was white women that were in advertisement, that were even in the magazines or on television, print. There was nobody that looked like me. But that didn't stop me, because I had a global village to fall back on. And they told me I was beautiful. My skin color was beautiful.
Dylan, I'm in a meeting right now. Can I give you a call?
Oh, that's all right. I'm sorry.
And that was okay.
On the big screen, I can't seem to.
But you see, other little girls
When I'm done, okay?
and other women
Okay.
didn't have that to fall upon. And this was in the 60s. And the other women that were in the modeling industry were fair skinned that could pass for white. And this was Andy Warhol. This was Luma. These were Black women. But in order for them to get jobs, they had to pass for white. And the other jobs that they had, that they received, they were stereotypical jobs that they had to either be passing for white or they had to play as maids. But things changed over time with the event of Ebony and Jet publications. Now, these were strictly publications for Black women. And with the event of Fashion Fair, now this was a Black troupe that would sashay down the runway. And they took over Europe. Because why? because they had pizzazz, they had an attitude. And when they were struck down the runway, not only did they wear the clothes, but they wore them with an attitude. And the designers fell in love with them. People fell in love and they sold those clothes. And when that came along, the advent of Jet, that was Jet magazine and Ebony magazine. And we started to see each other in those magazines and we could identify. And then came Naomi Campbell, a woman that skin tone looked like mine. And also Beverly Johnson, who graced the cover of Vogue. That was big time. Never before was there a Black woman in Vogue magazine. And so, not only with that, we saw women, white women, the standard of beauty changed. Puffy lips, the pouty lips, the nose, the slender nose, the big eyes, the slender body, that all changed. Now we have full-figured women. We have women of an array of sizes, shapes of eyes, that all changed. Now we have women of all inclusive. So as time changed and progressed, we have Vogue magazine. We have Essence. We no longer have to have all this division. All sorts of women are now in vogue. So you see, as the time changed and as we turn a kaleidoscope with the different images, we see there is inclusivity. We have all sorts of people, all women. So thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Wow. Wow, Cassandra. When you said en vogue, I was like, strike a pose. Oh my gosh, I enjoyed that. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so Mr. Timer, could you give me 1 minute on the clock, please, for our evaluator, Rosalind, to evaluate Cassandra's speech?
Sure. One minute is up, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. Next, we will have our evaluator. I'm calling our evaluator 2. That's Cassandra Darabedian to.
Oh,
Sorry.
can you read? I don't have DeMarie's up,
Oh,
so that one I
no
will
problem.
need to read.
Okay. All right. So DeMarie will be doing her project. Our next speaker is DeMarie Shiking, and she'll be doing her project on pathways, innovative planning, level 3 elective. Connect with storytelling. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech. And the title of her speech is Candidate for DTM. How exciting. And just a little bit of information about DeMarie. DeMarie Shiking is an area director D3 of area director of D3 of D57. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Area director D3 of 57. She's a two-time Triple Crown winner of 2022 to 2023 in 2 different districts. She's a published author, a mental health professional, international motivational speaker, and a certified domestic violence facilitator. She's a founder and CEO of Victory Over Violence, LLC, where she advocates for victims of domestic violence. DeMarie Scheiking, candidate for DTM. Candidate for DTM, DeMarie Scheiking. DeMarie?
What is a candidate for DTM? How did I get to where I am today? Fellow Toastmasters, have you ever had anyone to ask you, what is a distinguished Toastmaster? Esteemed guests and fellow club members, I want you to come with me on the journey that I took to get to where I am today. When I joined Toastmasters, it was for a very simple reason. I just want to take the uhs and the ahs out of my communication. Little did I know that I was embarking on the journey of my life. I became so excited and enthralled with the fact that I could just speak. I've always loved to talk, but now I had a reason. I was taught how to speak without using the uhs and the ahs. That was phenomenal. Then someone pulled me aside, and there was this moment in time when someone told me, there's a thing called a DTM. I hung on by every word as they explained to me what a DTM was, a distinguished Toastmaster, the highest educational level that can be achieved in Toastmasters International. But that was not even the half of it for me, because I also learned that the networking possibilities were great. With a massive organization that spans over some 140 plus countries, over 300,000 members worldwide, and some 14,000 clubs, the relationship building that I encountered and accomplished was just phenomenal. I got so excited. Between February and April of this year, I spoke in 10 foreign countries, 10 foreign countries. And my signature speech was put up or shut up. And I had a chance to highlight the book that I wrote and self-published, Glass Heart Forever Yours. Little did I know that something was taking place. I was simply enthusiastic. I was so passionate about having the opportunity to use my voice to make a difference. I sensed that my voice was making a difference. And at that point, a paradigm shift took place. And a paradigm shift is a major change in your mindset. That happened to me. I began to understand succinctly that Toastmasters and my everyday life could merge. I remember the poem by Robert Frost, A Divergent Woods. And he came to a road that split off in 2 directions, and he had to make a decision which way to go. But let me explain what happened with me and Toastmasters. I would say that that why came straight back to me, because I was able to combine Toastmasters and my everyday life and my goals and objectives as one. It was amazing. Then I was told that I had to come up with a DTM project. I had no idea what that was, but Pathways stepped up and played a significant role. The pathways that I was following taught me and directed me in how to do social media, enhance it, how to make it work for me. I ended up creating my first flyer. I never thought I would create a flyer on Canva, and it received over 4,000 views on LinkedIn. I was just blown away. But what it did was it showed me that my life and Toastmasters could be one. I ended up with an international domestic violence summit, all because of Toastmasters and the ability to make the two things happen together. I was so determined to get the DTM project and get it off and going that I just dove into everything and gave it all that I had. Today, I stand before you, not quite 2 years in, and I am a candidate for DTM. My projected date is June of 2024. I only have 2 remaining projects to do. Am I excited? I don't know if you can see it, but I'm exuberant. Excitement goes way beyond where I am at this moment. But I'm here to tell you, sit back, take a long look at where you are, and make Toastmasters work for you. Tie your personal life into what you're doing and make it make sense, because it will and it can. So DTM, I have three words that I'd like to leave with you. Determine the moment. I described to you the moment that happened that changed my life. Now you can take DTM and determine the moment for you. When will that moment crystallize and show you that you can take this and make it work in your personal life? When you can see things helping your lifestyle and helping you, your passion is developed. They say when you have a passion or a love of the work that you're doing, it's not work, it's a labor of love. And I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow Toastmasters, I am so passionate about where I am at this moment. I want to leave you with this. Do you think that becoming a DTM is in your purview? Is that something that you aspire to? If it is, give it all that you've got, because you can too become a candidate to become a distinguished Toastmaster.
Wow, 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 wow. Determine the moment. What a vibrant speech. Oh my goodness. Okay. I got so excited I put my papers away. Okay. Now, our Mr. Timer, could you please give us 1 minute on the clock for our evaluator, Cassandra, to evaluate DeMarie's speech? Thank you very much.
Sure.
Mr. Timer, are you there?
I am.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you.
And Nadine, if our table topics master is not here, Sherry, I don't see her. I can step in as the table topics master if you like.
Okay, great, thank you. That's what I was looking at.
She's encountering Washington, D.C. shutdown problems.
What? Oh,
She lives in Washington, D.C. and the government shutdown issues is causing problems.
1 minute is up, Madam Toastmaster.
thank you, Ramin. Next, we will have our table topics master. Thank you, Cynthia, for stepping in. Or I'm going to say our impromptu.
Impromptu.
Master step in and take over our table topics time. And so Mr. Timer, okay, the general evaluator. Mr. Timer,
You're correct. You're going to ask the timer to give the timing for the
for the
table
table
topic.
topics, right? Okay, so Mr. Timer, could you please give us the time for the table topics?
Yes, Madam Toastmaster, the timing is 2 to 3 minutes. So 1 to 2 minutes, sorry. At 1 minute, I'll show you the green card. At 1.5 minutes, 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. Did you see the green? Right. Green, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds. And at 2 minutes, I'll show the red card, and it will remain on until the speaker completes her speech, his speech. Madam
Okay.
Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. Now I'll call on our general. I don't know if this is in the right place, but
And now you're calling on Cynthia to take over this portion of the meeting.
okay, Cynthia, I'm calling on you to take over this portion of the meeting. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I'm seeing a
No
little.
problem.
Okay.
No problem. Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. Are you ready for a vibrant table topic session? Great. Do I have any volunteers who would like to take a table topic? Rosalind? And Sally. Okay, so we'll take Rosalind first. Okay, great. The theme is changing of the leaves. So how do you mark the passing of the seasons or the changing of the seasons in your life?
Madam Table Topics Masters and most distinguished fellow Toastmasters. I don't think we have any guests today. The changing of the seasons, you know, as a big person who admires nature, I can certainly tell you that as summer has gone, I can go out and I can see gold leaves, I can see green leaves, and I can see red leaves. And, you know, I heard something on the radio that was talking about the #1 place to watch the changing of the seasons. And remarkably, they said it was California, not the areas that you would typically see, but it is. I just love nature so much. You know, it begins to get a little cooler, although they do say that this Friday there's going to be another heat wave. But for those small in between times where you get to take out a few of those sweater weather, and you get to make those wonderful soups, and the squashes in the store, and you have new varieties of what you eat, and Halloween and Thanksgiving are on their way, and Labor Day. It seems as though there aren't as many holidays or special things that we get to mark with the different seasons that we have. And as you can well tell, that my favorite season is, I love the fall. I love the fall. So thank you so very much for having me answer this question, and I return control to you.
Awesome. A very vibrant reaction to that table topic question. Awesome. And next up, we'll have Sally. Would you like to answer a question?
Yes, please.
Great. So it's the changing of the leaves is marking autumn as the new season of the year. What is your favorite season of the year?
Thank you for that question. I think my obvious favorite season has got to be autumn, because I could just lie down and roll in all those colorful leaves and feel like I was completely dressed in not only in the colors, but the season, the feeling. I become vibrant every time that fall comes around. I grow new energy. I shake with excitement and feel like I've newly born, because I am so happy to share those colors with everyone and speak to everyone, how it feels to see the progress of our world, and perhaps leave things that we are very discouraged with and have lost so many friends. But those changing of the leaves with the trees leads us to believe that there is no end. It will just go on and on with our refreshing ourselves, and to touch and see the plants popping out of the ground that are waiting for that much water so they can join the parade of colors of vibrant scents and luminosity that I get out of fall. I feel like I'm reborn every time fall comes. Maybe I'm influenced by the fact I was born in November, but I just can't even imagine how wonderful, continuously surprising fall can be to revitalize and shimmer our vibrant days with surprise. Thank you so much, Cynthia.
Thank you so much, Sally. Excellent response. Very engaging. And now, Alex, would you like to answer a question? I think we have time for one last question.
Sure.
Sure, okay, great. So the changing of the leaves. What changes are you anticipating in your life as we enter this new season of richness and abundance and vibrancy?
Well, the vibrant colors and the holiday season always bring on a lot of joy to me. It's the starting of a new year, and I think that I always look forward to this time of year because sports and school and there's just so much going on, especially with school. You've got the change in that with my daughter, and as well as the changing of the seasons. So as it goes from warm to cold, you know, we just love to see how much, as we like to say, my daughter takes a stretch every summer. So where she's at. So when it comes to, when I think of change, I think of my daughter, and I think of what's to be in spring. I mean, in autumn / fall. And it's just an exciting time for me, and I just love it. So that's my answer.
Wonderful. And before I return it back to Nadine as our Toastmaster of the day, I want to say happy early birthday, Sally. Love it.
Thank you. I'm on.
Looking forward to it next month. Back to you, Nadine.
Yes, thank you. Now I understand why Sally loves the fall so much. Yeah, we typically like the time of year when we were born. Now, I am going to call on our general evaluator, none other than our president, Rosemary Sweeney, to conduct the next section of our meeting.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the meeting. Let us give her a round of applause. At this time, I call on our timer to give us the timing for the evaluators. Mr. Timer, your hand was raised, but it is now down. Can you have it again, please?
Madam General Evaluator, I kept my hand raised because then I am visible to the speakers.
Yes, but it is not raised now.
Not now, yes. Now,
Yeah.
I hope everybody can see me.
Okay.
Right. Madam General Evaluator, here is the timer's report. Today, Toastmaster Cassandra, her speech was 7 minutes and 9 seconds. And Toastmaster DeMarie, her speech was 6 minutes and 16 seconds. Do I give the table topic timing as well?
The timing for the evaluators. after you'll give the table topics at the end. But now
All
you're
right.
going to, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Madam General, over to you.
No, you did not
Asking
get
for the
me. You
evaluators.
have to say the timing of the evaluators, 2 minutes,
Oh.
2.5.
All right. Right. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Each timer will get 2 minutes for their evaluations. And I will show the red card the green card at 1 minute, 1 minute, 30 seconds, the yellow card, and the, let me get it up. And the,
Before you continue, the evaluation section is 2 to 3 minutes.
all right. So 2 to 3 minutes. So 2 minutes, I'll show you the green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll show you the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll show the red card, and it will remain on until the evaluator finishes this evaluation. I'm sorry for messing it up. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. Timer, for your awesome explanation. At this time, I call on our first evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Roslyn, to give us the evaluation of distinguished Toastmaster Cassandra's speech.
Cassandra, you were the identification of the word vibrant. Oh my gosh. You know, I have to say, ever since I heard your introduction, I said, you know, I'd really like to know what it was like as a model, and how did you get into that, and how did you get into fashion? And it's like it was a premonition of this speech. You could tell that you're a DTM, and how could I tell? It was the way that you held our pause. And you said, can you remember when you got your first kaleidoscope? It was the way that you reached your hand down and you waved as you shifted and you turned, and you made an extra example that you personified what it was like when we were looking at that. And we could imagine the colors coming and going and shifting and changing. And then you expanded into the reason why. I was fascinated with the information that you shared. It was amazing to learn about the history of what your mother had done, how she had, you know, made such an influence on you. And you could hear in your voice the pride, talking about that vocal variety and laying us the lay of the land of the history. I know I'm talking a lot about content, but it was the way that you drew people in. You shared the information. You had us learning for more. And the colorful language, the techniques, the dress, and everything, the movement of them slaundering down that runway, and the pizzazz that they could take it away. It's like, oh my gosh. And you know, you've been coming to our clubs with so much fashion. I'm like, I need your fashion, baby, so I can wear them down the runway when I'm out there. But it was just so beautiful in so many ways. I think this is a speech that has legs that could move, that you could take to bigger places, because it is so needed to show where we've come to where we are today, and to give legacy to your mom, to you, and all the doors and windows that have really been opened through what you've explained to us. Madam General Evaluator, thank you so very much.
Thank you, Roslyn.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Roslyn. At this time, I call on our second evaluator, the vibrant Cassandra, to give us the evaluation of our second speaker's speech. Let's make her feel welcome.
DeMarie.
Oh, DeMarie. Sorry, DeMarie. Cassandra's vibrancy blinded me.
That's okay, President Rosemary. DeMarie, you are so enthusiastic, so vibrant, so colorful with your speech. What is a DTM? You are what a DTM is. You explained how you came about to fall in line to be a DTM. Your passion, your enthusiasm, you exude that passion. for pathways, just for what you stand for what you want to do, your passion just for life, anything that you go after, you just exude that enthusiasm for writing your book. You know what they say, anything you touch turns to gold. Anything you touch, you excel at it. I can just imagine how you were when you were working as the nurse. I can see how your patients would gravitate towards you because you had us, once again, involved, just sitting on the edge of your seat. I can see, because I want to fall in line. I mean, you are my mentor when it comes to wanting to speak. You are the one that need to stand up when giving my speech, because it does work. I just listened to you and just how you talked about how things came together for you in speaking and becoming that distinguished Toastmaster. How Toastmasters brought your life together as far as what you wanted to, the goals that you wanted to accomplish. You're determined the moment. I love that. That was brilliant. And helping your lifestyle and the labor of love. You brought in all the themes that we have talked about in our meetings, all of the themes. You brought them in. And you have us to hold on to those, because it's just not just saying one thing and leaving it at the meeting, but you carried it through. Dee Marie, it was an excellent, excellent speech. As always, you did a superb job. Back to you, Toastmaster. Okay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cassandra. At this time, I will call on our grammarian, Toastmaster Sally, to give us a report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rosemary. This was a joy to hear. I think the topic was so colorful. I was enthralled. And I want to say that Cynthia used the word at least 4 times, Alex twice. I probably did one. Cassandra 2, Rosemary 2 at least, Dee Marie 2, Vadine 2. But the word of the day that I enjoyed to swim in was exude. I thought that hasn't been used in a lot, and Dee Marie is swimming in a great word that she could use in part of her introduction of herself. In some way, it's such a colorful word. And basic leadership and pizzazz, and domestic violence, of course, is always a subject I like to see pulled up and remind people that we're all involved in preventing or supporting it. So be very aware of domestic violence. And that's it. I think it was very, very interesting with these beautiful speeches.
Thank you so much, Madam Grammarian. At this time, I will call on our timer to give us his timing of the table topic session and the evaluation session.
Yes, Madam General Evaluator, I'm happy to say that none of the speakers nor the evaluators went off time. They were well within time. The table topic speakers, Toastmaster Rosalind, she spoke for 1 minute and 29 seconds. Toastmaster Sally, she spoke for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. and Toastmaster Alex spoke for 1 minute and 10 seconds. And the evaluations for the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Roslyn, she spoke for 2 minutes and 7 seconds, and Toastmaster Cassandra timing report, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timer, for your information. At this time, I will give my general report of our meeting. And we were here on time, and we did not start on time. However, I love the fact that everyone tried to pitch in to ensure that those who were not here at the time we wanted to start were there so that we could start and have a fluent meeting, how we did, our meeting flowed. And I want to congratulate all of us and ask us to continue in that vein, because we are a team, and that's how we should move and continue to move as a team. I also want to congratulate our speakers on their prepared speech. They took time to prepare their speech. We could hear that that speech is a speech that is growing, and it grows on us every time I hear those speeches. Something is different about it, and it shows that with practice we will make progress. Our first speaker, she showed us that you could be different and be okay, because at the time she was into this area, she was different, a different complexion, a different person, but she was okay and she persevered. And today it is a new era where you hardly think of those things. The people coming in now think those things were walking the path. So she has built her legacy, and someone can look to her for information. Our second speaker determined the moment. She showed us that Toastmasters is here for our whole life, not just for our meetings. When we come here, this is the place we practice, and we go out there and put it into effect. And this is our testimony to others so that they can come to meetings. They will find it difficult at first, but when they see us and hear us, they know something is different about us. Our evaluators, I love the way our evaluators presented their evaluation. However, I would ask our evaluators to always have a point of improvement. There can be improvement. For example, Toastmaster Cassandra's speech was 5 to 7 minutes, but she took more than that. We could encourage her to check the time, go over her speech, and do something. So we always look for a point of improvement, because we want to be better tomorrow than we were today, and that's what we are here for. We know no one is competing with us. We are going to hear the whole truth in order to improve tomorrow. So let us look for our point of improvement. Our amazing grammarian, she always looks for the lovely words. She has a way of a knack of just picking out those lovely words we say. And Toastmaster Sally, I love that. Our timer, Mr. Timer, thank you so much for being our guest timer, taking time and explaining that to us and being there with us. Thank you. And our ever helpful, faithful, distinguished Toastmaster Cynthia. We wanted an evaluator. Thank you, she was there. We wanted a table topic master. Thank you, was there. For that, we will always remember and be grateful and love you. And at this time, I will bring our general evaluator rule to a close. Oh, our Toastmaster of the day. Wow. She was ready. She was prepared. Overall, our meeting, and that's what I tell people, there is somewhere in the Bible which says, where 2 or 3 are gathered, the Lord is there in the midst. And in Toastmasters, it does not matter the number of people at our meetings will help us to grow, and we will always learn something. This evening is a perfect example of it. We had information which we can go out there, use, sit, think, determine our moment, ensure that we get that DTM. And Toastmaster demarking makes it look so easy. So we know we can fall back on her when we are ready to move forward, when we have determined that moment and we hit a bump in the road, we have her there to fall back on. So at this time, I will call on the president to take over at this moment. I want to thank everyone for being here this evening, everyone for participating. I urge us to continue to do that. In doing that, we not only grow ourselves, but we grow our club, we grow our fellow Toastmasters, and we know that out there they are influencing other people. We may not see the people at the Toastmasters meeting, but we know they are influencing other people. Distinguished Toastmaster Demarie King is all over speaking of her, and you can hear the enthusiasm, not only because she's getting that DTM, but what she realized in getting that DTM, and she would like us to realize that when we hear Dr. Nadine's speech, we know that Dr. Nadine is assisting others, influencing others, and reaching out there. Cynthia, she's a global expert. You can think of her when you want to do anything. Rosalind, she is Miss Bubbly, and she's out there. She's out there assisting others. So all our members are assisting others, and we want to ask anyone who is not a member of our club, as I said earlier, our club has no limits. Our only limits are within the Toastmasters value, integrity, respect, service, and excellence. So if you want to practice here, you want to run for politics, you come here and feed on us, get our feedback. That's why I'm saying we don't only give the positive, we give points for improvement. Get our feedback and go out there and win. Win. You might not come first, but you will be a winner, because there will be people looking at you and saying, hey, she's got something we don't have. So we are inviting you, if you are not a member, to sign up and become a member, where you can speak on any topic of your choice. Leaders Worldwide gives you that opportunity, unlike some other clubs. At this time, we are at already 9:30, or it's 6:30. So I will call our meeting to a close. However, before we leave, there's an after party. And the person,
Madam President,
yes,
VPE.
I did not hear you.
Oh, you forgot to call in our VPE.
She's called on for the after party.
For the after party, because we want to ensure that we close on time. And I was just going to say, in the after party, I am going to call on our Vice President Education to take part of the first portion of this after party. After we know someone who has all the chocolates, that person will take part of the second portion of our after party to dish out the chocolates. So let us make our Vice President feel welcome. Cassandra, at this time you're going to find out who will be available for the next meeting.
Yes. Okay, so we have for next week, we have roles that we like to fill.
I actually have to get somebody to fill my role. Something has come up. So I'm not going to be able to be at the meeting at all.
What role did you play, Alex?
Running the Zoom first off,
Okay.
which is kind of an important thing, but
Yes.
I was supposed to speak and it's something has come up at where I can't. So,
Okay.
no, I'm just saying we have to figure that out, but I just wanted to let you guys know.
Okay, thank you.
And maybe Cassandra, maybe we can get Maya Catherine
to get in. Okay.
Yeah. And we have a guest Toastmaster and general evaluator.
And
So-
I would like to give a speech next meeting.
Okay, go ahead.